Okay, so today we're out here. We found an old Kenworth cab over that's been sitting for 20 plus years. Before it got dumped here, well, as you can see, it hauled hogs, and they finally decided to get something newer. It doesn't have any power steering, no air assist, so it's a pretty rough driving truck. They said it'll teach you how to back up pretty quick, and it'll get pretty big arms on you fast. So today we're just going to kind of see if we can get it to turn over, see if it'll fire off, and just kind of look at the overall condition of it. So yeah. Okay, so here's a little walk around. It's got a paint job straight from the 70s. It's a 72 model or a 71. The people that own it right now aren't completely sure, but in the grand scheme of things, normally a year doesn't affect you too bad. Luckily there's no split rims. It has the actual Bud style wheels and then steel on the back, so that's definitely a positive. 2 fuel tanks. Used to have 2 exhaust stacks, but I think one of them got robbed and put on a tractor. But luckily there's a hole rested in the bottom of the exhaust pipes. There's no water in the engine. But yeah, like a minute ago I said, it's a Cummins 350. So a pretty common motor. Most people like them. I haven't heard anything too bad. And as far as I can tell, there's no parts missing or anything from there. But yeah, 16 speed, which I'll show you the shifter in a minute. How you split it is kind of strange. I've never driven a large truck like this before, but if this thing ever moves, there'll be a learning curve on that. So yeah, just like the front, it has tires. They're not exactly holding air. There's little trees trying to grow up in the middle of it. But all in all, it's all more or less here. When I first looked at the truck, I was confused on the rear because there was no big leaf springs or anything. But it actually has, as far as I know, they don't use them anymore, but it actually has the torsion bars, which is kind of strange. One guy told me a story that it was in the 80s or something. There was a trucking company in the town we're from, and they had one of them going down the road loaded, and he hit a big pothole and one of the torsion bars snapped. So one side of the truck still had spring and the other didn't, and it twisted the whole truck sideways, and you about thought it was gonna flop over, but it doesn't look like that's happened yet on here. So up in the cab is actually surprisingly clean. It has the classic mouse urine smell, but aside from that, the windows are cracked, but everything that came with it's more or less here. The hood liner's sagging, but yeah, so you have a 16 speed, so you have 4 normal gears, and then you actually have on the splitter, you have first, second, third, fourth. So yeah.
Well, there you go. She'll try at least.
What about, does it have any fuel in the tanks?
It's got.
Did you pour it in, or?
I didn't pour it in. I can see it in the bottom, right?
Okay.
He's got his.
I can't believe that. That's quite a.
it's not picking up fuel.
When's the last time this thing ran?
4 or 5 years ago. That thing run